right. Please find a comfortable posture. This kind of practice, there's other kinds of practices out there, ones that are more things to do, more things to occupy your mind. Even when we sit still, there's a very big spectrum to give your mind some ease. And so you have to sort of judge for yourself as we sit what can you use for you and what can be left to just float on by. And just sitting in general is already saying, hey, I'm going to let movements float on by. It takes quite a bit of refinement to even get to a place where you can appreciate being attentive with so little in your sense experience, that we're enriching our sense of attentiveness, and we have uh, the body sensations, and we have the thoughts of the mind as our go-to things to give ourselves some release, something to focus on, something to bring our attention to. But eventually, as we sit and we continue to sit, as time passes, we cultivate this deep appreciation for just attention for attention's sake, not attention to anything in particular, just whatever can hold our attention. And then eventually, just this sort of empty, formless attention, just the feeling of being attentive. It's a nice feeling. But again, not all of us are really there to appreciate it yet. We can't just exist in formless attention. That there's this need to focus it or harness it, hone it. And so what I think starts to happen is we start to take up interests. We start to take up interests that help bring us into greater and greater attention. So when we take up yoga, when we take up philosophy, we take up simple tasks, basic needs that require doing. We can give our attention to these things, the yoga, the philosophy, these basic things. Start to unwind us. Because before that, we need actually a lot of stimuli. We need lots of loud television, lots of social interaction, maybe, to hold our attention. And as we sit here in this non-dual practice, we're continuing to refine our attentiveness. To a point where we get these moments or even extended periods of time where we don't feel anything specific holding our attention anymore. We just enter these spaces of formless attention. we're content with that. It's enough. Invariably, we get often pulled in that place, that quiet place, we get pulled into a new interest or a new desire, and then it kind of becomes the unfoldment of our life. The next thing arises in this space. We need not shun it or push it away, but rather give it attention. In this way, you are sort of unfolding your life, unfolding karma. And so it's important to honor parts of ourselves that when we feel we need more stimuli to hold attention, don't fight it, but rather give it the attention. And then by grace, who knows, we get to this place where we feel less restless, less need to run about. But the attention doesn't go away. Our attentiveness, and some of it gets more intense because we can focus it for longer periods of time and in greater detail on a single subject. It builds the intensity when we do that. This is why I think we start to appreciate more and more subtle states of being and more subtle ways of living in our life. Quieter, simpler, because the intensity of our attention starts to magnify. Can you just feel it already? Just talking about the idea of attention, how strong it is, this here-ness, this presence. One of the best things that we can do to help grow that attention, intensify it, is to try to understand it. Nisargadatta, he suggests that one of the best ways to understand it is to just realize what it's not. Because this intention, this intensity of presence, they would say that this is what you are. But what is that? Not the mind, it's not the body. Those are things that you give attention to. They are not the attention in and of itself. And so this meditation is the intensifying of our attention, the magnifying of it. Some compare it to a light source. It illumines, it enlightens whatever we give attention to. You need not run from what the attention finds. Just by sitting here, being still, has already created tremendous progress. So many cannot even for a moment sit still. So you can think of it like a practiceless practice. For example, can you make your attention go away? You're always paying attention to something. Maybe you can practice keeping your attention on something. But this requires effort and it takes the joy out of it, in my opinion. Let your attention flow into what's interesting to you. And you've made it here. You're sitting still. Something about being still is interesting to you. Let your attention flow into that interest. Study it. Understand it. If this wasn't for you, you wouldn't be here. This day and age, it's very easy to put our attention anywhere. No one has to ever be bored again. And with so many things to do, for some reason, you found it interesting, this idea of sitting still. Let's find out why. As you try to understand your attention through sitting still, you can ask some questions to try to understand about attention. Maybe you start with something like, what sound does attention make? Does it have a sound? What is that sound? Or is it the object of our attention that has a sound? See if you can find the sound of attention itself. It's okay if you forgot about the question. Look and see. Did the attention itself disappear? Or was it still there? Now maybe you can see if attention has a taste. Does it have a flavor or an aroma, a smell? Can you taste or smell attention? The answer may feel obvious, but it's still helpful to run through the exercise anyway, to experience for yourself. What about touch or feeling? Does attention have any substance, any texture, any feeling? Or is it always the thing that we are attentive to, that has the substance, that has the feeling, the sensation? What is the feeling of attention? Can you see it? Can you see attention? Does it have a color, shape, or a size? Anything like that? Notice that your thoughts, even though you're not looking at your thoughts with your eyeballs or hearing your thoughts with your ears, thoughts have sounds, thoughts have images, they even have feelings. They're just not felt with your five physical senses. You can see them, feel them, hear them, smell them. What about attention? What do you sense about attention? Or do you just know it's there because it's there? When you grow a little fatigued, tired, or bored, is it the attention or is it the body and the mind that grows fatigued, tired? Does the attention change at all? Or is it what we are attentive to that changes? Does the attention change at all? as we forget and remember. It's easy to give attention to fireworks, siren, almost demands our attention. It's easy to give our attention to the spectacular, the extravagant, flash and awe. We can give our attention to the body, but most of us need to be moving. You can give your attention to the body when it's sitting still. But you might wander off. You can give your attention to your breath. You may or may not grow bored. You can give attention to the turning of your thoughts. we get more and more subtle. We can stay longer and longer with the subtle. Learn to attend to attention itself. Attend to being attentive. Relax. Notice the attention does not change.